16-year-old Rain Alves did not return home from a party. Her body was later found. There were no leads, and the case remained unsolved until surveillance footage was obtained. It was they who helped solve the case. 16-year-old Rain Alves lived in São Paulo, Brazil. The girl was very beautiful, bright, sociable, and had many friends. Rain was active on social media, posting new photos every day. She was close to her family. She had a younger sister. Rain went to school, studied English, dreamed of going to university, and worked at a car factory to be independent. On October 20, 2018, with her parents' permission, she went to a party with two school friends, a nightclub. They agreed that when Rain was ready to go home, she would call her parents and her father would pick her up. Or she would go with her friend to her home if her mother could pick them up. The father took his daughter to a friend's house where they were going to a party. But after that party, no one saw her again. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the parents were worried why their daughter had not yet arrived and had not even called. They did not know whether their mother had picked up her friend. By that time, the nightclub was already closed. The parents started calling Rain, but her phone was turned off. They thought that perhaps their daughter's phone had run out of battery and she had gone to her friend's house, and now they were all asleep. The parents decided to wait a few hours and hoped that their daughter would wake up and call them herself. Hours passed, but Rain did not call. Her phone was still turned off. At 17 o'clock, the parents decided to call their daughter's friends and find out where she was. The friends replied that they did not know where Rain was. They said that she left the party after midnight and told them that her father would pick her up, and they never saw her again. After this conversation, the parents immediately went to the police station and reported their daughter missing. The friends with their parents also came there and told them when they last saw Rain. The friends said that it was their first time at that nightclub. At the entrance, they were given passes, which allowed them to order any drinks at the bar, including alcoholic ones, despite the fact that they were underage. The girls drank a little. According to them, they had not drunk alcohol before, so after 2 glasses they felt sick. Rain felt dizzy, and she did not dance, but sat on the couch. The friends asked for water, and they felt better. Later, they even went dancing. The girls claimed that they did not meet or talk to anyone, and no one bothered them. Later, the friends drank some more and sat down to rest, and Rain got tired of it all and said that she was going home. Because of her, her father would come now. The friends walked Rain to the exit, returned to the club, thinking that her father would come now and take the girl home. The parents claimed that Rain had never been stuck at home before and had never ignored their calls. She had always warned them where she had been. But now her phone was turned off. She did not appear on social networks. She did not have a boyfriend. Such behavior was not like her and caused concern among her relatives. The missing girl was not yet an adult, so the police immediately began searching for her. They searched for her in the vicinity of the nightclub and questioned local residents. During the search, helicopters and search dogs were used. The girl's relatives handed out leaflets and pasted posters with Rain's photo all over São Paulo. Friends posted photos of Rain on social media, but to no avail. On October 25, 2018, Rain's phone was found in a field, about 20 kilometers from the club. The police began to examine her phone. They looked through all her calls with a message on the night of her disappearance. It turned out that after the girl left the club, at 12:30 a.m. she called the emergency services. The call lasted only 14 seconds. The police were able to listen to the recording of the call, and after the operator answered, nothing was heard. On October 28, 2018, the body of a girl was found in a wooded area in Guarim, 10 kilometers from her phone. There was a shoelace around her neck and signs of strangulation. The body was in poor condition, having lain in the heat for a week. Her parents identified her by her jewelry and manicure. A forensic expert identified her by her dental records. The cover-up showed that Rain had been brutally raped. She was killed that same night immediately after her disappearance. The cause of death was strangulation. The girl was strangled with the same shoelace that was found next to the body. A distinctive green pen was found at the crime scene. The police received a tip from an elderly Uber driver who had seen Rain that night. The girl was walking along the side of the road, and it was clear that she had been drinking. The driver was making his last trip that night. He was very tired and was getting ready to go home. The driver didn't know what to do and wanted to help her. The man stopped and asked the girl where she was going. She replied that she was going home and gave the address. The taxi driver realized that she was going the other way, but it was not on his way. The man offered to take the girl to the bus stop. There she would take the bus and go home. She agreed. The man took Rain to the stop and dropped her off on a bench. There was a security guard at the stop who promised to look after her. And then the driver drove and never saw her again. The next day, the taxi driver found out that the girl had disappeared. He was afraid to report it to the police, so that he wouldn't be accused of her disappearance. And then, when he found out that Rain had been killed, he decided to help the police with the investigation, so that they could solve the case faster. The police went to that bus stop and found out that there were CCTV cameras there. They requested the footage from the cameras and began to study it to verify the taxi driver's words. His words were completely confirmed. The footage showed an Uber pulling up at about 2 a.m., dropping Rain off and driving away. The security guard was also caught on tape. The man approached the girl, and Nas first walked away from him, and then they drove away together in his car. The security guard was the last person to see Rain alive and became the prime suspect. Investigators identified the security guard. It was 28-year-old Michel Flordo Silva. He was a strong man, a former firefighter, a CPR fighter, with 12 years of experience. Michel was married and they had a son. The security guard was called in for questioning. Michel confessed to her murder. He said that he liked Rain right away. She was very beautiful. He asked the girl to have sex, and she allegedly agreed right away. They arrived at a secluded place where her phone was found. According to him, the phone must have fallen out while they were having fun. After intimacy, the guard decided to take the girl home, and she began to sober up. Rain began to threaten him that her father was a policeman, and she would report him for rape, and he would be imprisoned. The man stopped the car, pulled the girl out, and a fight broke out between them, as a result of which he strangled Rain. There he left her body. The police did not believe his words. According to the CCTV footage, it was clear that the girl did not initially make contact with him, but only got into the car with him after some time. Rain called the emergency services, but why would she do that if everything was consensual? The girl's phone, which allegedly fell out, was broken, as if it had been thrown away while the car was moving. Investigators assumed that the girl tried to call for help, but Michel noticed this, grabbed her phone, threw it out of the car and the phone broke, so it was turned off. And forensic experts also established that Rain had signs of rape. It was definitely not consensual. According to the police, the case was as follows. The toxicist brought the girl to the bus stop, as if he were a keeper, and left. Michel, taking advantage of the situation that they were alone, decided to make contact with her, but she only walked away from him and did not want to talk to him. Then the man apparently told her that she would have to wait a long time for the bus and offered to take her home. The tired girl, out of desperation, agreed and got into his car. She probably trusted him because Michel was a security guard. On the way, he started pestering Rain. The girl got scared and tried to call the emergency services. The security guard noticed this and threw the phone out the window, drove on, stopped in a deserted place, raped Rain and strangled her so that she could not report him. He probably used a chokehold, which he knew how to do as an apparist, and then drove back to work as if nothing had happened. Michel denied this version. He did not repent of anything. He only corrected that first he offered her water and a jacket to warm up. It was cool at night. Before the NK, the security guard was found at the crime scene. The same distinctive green pen that was at the crime scene was found in his home. Rain's parents were heartbroken and did not believe a single word the security guard said. Their daughter would never have agreed to have sex with a stranger. They were upset that he had slandered their daughter's honor. At the trial, Michel continued to insist on his versions, but no one believed him. The charges were convincing evidence that refuted his words. On August 30, 2019, the court found him guilty, and Michel was sentenced to 45 years in prison. Subscribe to the channel. I'm waiting for you in the comments to discuss this story. Thank you all and bye.